Hi, it's Nicki from Wildlings Forest School. Today I'd like to talk to you about homeschooling, or actually schooling from home. The first thing I'd like to clarify is that two are vastly different. For those of you that aren't aware, Vicky, my business partner, and myself have been homeschooling. Well, we've never sent our children to daycare or school, so I guess technically we've always been homeschooling. But for those of you that are now finding yourself schooling at home, that's going to look vastly different to what people that have been homeschooling since before now have been doing. So I want to just make sure that people are aware that schooling from home, when we're having to socially and physically isolate, isn't what homeschooling looks like usually. We joke as homeschoolers that it shouldn't be called homeschooling. It should be called we are never at home schooling. It should be called world schooling or real life schooling, because we're really always out and about and we're constantly interacting with our community, whether that be at the grocery store, whether that's in the classes that we take or our homeschool co-ops, or just meeting out and about with friends. So that's the first thing I want to clarify. The next thing I want to really hope, if you take nothing else from this, is that children learn wherever they are. So we don't know whether we're going to physically isolate for 2 weeks or 4 weeks or 6 months at this point in time. But I want you to know that your children will learn wherever they are. Children are sponges, and for eons and generations they have been learning without schools. So the current traditional model of education is based on, it came from the Industrial Revolution, so it's really only been 100 or so years that we've been schooling as we are now. Schools will always have a place, and schools are really important, particularly for those that are vulnerable or come from abusive, or their homes aren't safe. So there is always a need for schools, and that's one of the reasons you'll find that schools aren't closing down right now, other than the fact that if we close down, we'll be very short of healthcare workers and delivery drivers and people that are stocking our grocery stores right now. Thank you to those people. So back to that, please don't be afraid of your children falling behind. This is an unusual time. If anything, please take this time to maintain your family relationships, to read to your children. If your children are reading and they're literate, then they'll be able to learn anything and they will catch up. When your children are playing, they are learning. So if anything, I want you to try and take a step back when they're playing and just create a mental list of the things that you can see that they are doing in any of the types of play that you're doing while you're schooling at home. Whether that's baking a cake together. The STEM learning from that is huge. We've got fractions, we've got measurement, we've got shape. I could go on and on. We've got things as simple as eating a meal together, the interaction, the negotiation, the language and the vocabulary that we're learning from having a meal together at our tables. Outside, PE, trying to learn a new instrument or picking up any instrument. Listening to music is music. We're learning from listening to people. We're learning about songwriting, chorus, we're learning about beats and rhythm. The arts are super important. Take this time to revel in the arts. Pick up those books. Pick up a paintbrush at home. Send them outdoors. Don't do it indoors. Send them outdoors with paints. Strip them off naked and let them get muddy and put them in the shower afterwards. These are the times. It's an unusual time. Let's make this a positive time. Let's not stress ourselves as parents and put the pressure on other parents by, following our curriculum to the minutiae. As long as we're still doing something, and that something can be as simple as reading books, then you're doing a good job, parents. Don't add to the potential financial stress and the guilt of perhaps not being able to be at home by adding the stress of falling behind. Our kids will be okay. They're flexible and adaptable. This is a great time to flip the lid and get a taste of what it can be like. If you've got any questions on homeschooling or unschooling or wild schooling, can you comment them below, because we'll keep adding videos as we go along about the things that we can do to help people that are new to this, which including ourselves. This is new to us. We've never homeschooled at home before. So If you've got any questions, add them below and we'll work out what we can do to help each other. Stay wild and chat to you soon. Thanks.